So we had a great first day yesterday. We got to hear from General Hawk, commander of U.S. Cyber Command, and we got to hear how far Cybercom has come, and how now we're invested in maturing Cybercom's service-like authorities and what that means for growing our partnerships to set the globe with cybersecurity with our allies and partners. We had a great session, corporate roundtable, which I don't know what you all took away from it. What I took away from it is that partnerships require trust, right? A conference is a good first start, but trust requires building it over time with cadence, repeated contacts, repeated interactions, and I hope that's what we can come away from this conference with. This may be a great first start, or a second start, or 12th, over the course of several years, but what trust really requires and partnership really requires is building on this over time repeatedly. And so I'd encourage all of us to do that. We got to hear about the challenge of an evolving sense of what privacy means, both in the U.S. and overseas, and we got to hear from some interesting speakers on that. My quote of the conference is that the DFAR, the Defense Federal Acquisition Regulations, is beautiful. There was a lot else that went on in that panel, but CRADAs may be important, but the DFAR is beautiful. And then we got to hear from the private sector and learn, and this is important. This is what we really want to come away with. What is it that's important for us to know about the perspective of the private sector? Whether we're hearing it from Ms. Starzak at Cloudflare, or we're hearing it from Adam Hickey or Mr. Powell, what are they thinking in times of competition, in times of crisis, and then in times of conflict? And what does that mean for our desire to partner with the private sector, as General Hawk talked about at the very beginning? And then we got to hear some hard things about where the international the international community is going, right? With things like the EU and the GDPR and global competition, what global competition really means for our partnership. And so how the United States, if we want to partner with companies overseas and also with our international partners, how we need to understand where these other regulatory regimes are going. That was yesterday. Today we have a great day. Today we're going to hear about artificial intelligence. We're going to hear about defending critical infrastructure and key resources and partnering to do that. We're going to hear about how we partner to harmonize regulations, and you'll learn about the patchwork of regulations that all of us are facing in cyberspace. And then we get to hear from our international partners and hear their perspective. And then at the end, we're going to hear from the Department of Justice on how they've actually gone about, as partners, disrupting some threats within the United States.